Hello, how's everyone doing? We will be starting my Japanese coach once again, very soon. And just so everyone knows who is, just coming here, in case it's just the one here who hasn't been here yet, there is an ongoing poll going on that you'll see on my YouTube channels and, sort of my Blue Sky. Unfortunately, Blue Sky doesn't have official polls, as far as I can tell, but I'm using the like system for that as well. Or instead, I should say. So, the deadline is basically going to be this coming Sunday for your chance to vote on which game I am going to be playing in Japanese. Last I counted, which was a couple hours ago, Final Fantasy I is in the lead by 1 vote, just above Digimon Adventure. And there don't seem to be very many votes for the other two, which are Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon on PS1 and Zelda Ocarina of Time. But, as a bonus, 2 weeks after, well, the previous Sunday, which was the 18th, if we actually get to 10 concurrent viewers in a single stream, so basically while I'm live streaming, 10 people are watching. If that happens, or I get 20 subscribers on my live YouTube channel, or 20 followers on Twitch, then you will have the option for me to play Pokemon Blue in Japanese. So if you really want to see me play Pokemon despite my ire against the franchise, well, now's your chance to actually have me play Pokemon on the internet. It will be fun, don't worry, I won't badmouth it much. I mean, Gen 1 Pokemon is a buggy mess. Of course I'm gonna complain about that very game. I'll be sure to, give more details, after this stream on Blue Sky and YouTube, because I don't think I actually decided the, deadline. It could have been implied that it would have been after, I was done my Japanese coach, and that would be correct. The last day for my Japanese coach would likely be on Sunday the 25th, at the pace that we're going. And by then, that's when the votes will be in. I will also be starting Wagotabi, playing that for the first time, and then a little bit into that game, I will also be playing whatever gets voted the most in Japanese as part of study. It'll be fun. Alright, I'll get started in a few seconds. Okay. Let's get started. Let me pull up Paint really quick so I have that ready for when we write kanji. It's this one. And let's get started. Gex 3 on Game Boy Color is the intro based. Yeah. I know you have a soft spot for Deep Pocket Gecko, Gecko 1993. Alright, so this time we are doing lessons 71 through 80. Starting off with only and accept. Let me just pull up my notebook here. And let's go on forward. Here are a pair of words that are highly related, only and accept. You can use only for many uses and accept for just about the same thing. So let's get started. Along with only and accept, I'm also giving you words about different kinds of places. Alright then, so for only we have dake, and for accept, shika. This should be explained a little more after a bit, once we're done with the normal vocab words. So we have city, machi, cave, dokutsu, and hill, ka. Have some more words. I'd like to live on a small island someday. Heichi, plains, island, shima, tomb, haka, shrine, jinja, and valley, tani. Just got off work. I'm done helping Subaru in 2015 and got the car's oil changed. Nintendo was almost bankrupt during the 1940s oil shortage. Is that right? I wonder how many companies were, like, almost getting bankrupt. Alright, let's start off with different uses of dake. It is actually a particle, so it connects to the end of a word that it is affecting. It can also attach to the end of adjectives and verbs. The sentence changes depending on where dake is. The first means no other island is big, while the other means the only thing that the island has going for it is that it is big. So let's see the difference here. Only this island is big.
この島だけは大きいです。
Konoshima dake wa okii desu. So our topic here is just this island. Just this island is big. No other island is big. And for our next example,
この島は大きいだけです。
Konoshima wa ookii dake desu. So our topic is this island. Ookii dake. It's just big. So there's the difference. Except works similarly, but it needs a sentence to end in a negative. So no one is here except him.
彼しかいません。
彼しかいません. So there is no subject or topic marker, but it's implied here that the subject is he and only he. 誰しか well, yeah, no one is here except him. That's basically what Shika is doing. And then Sato doesn't do anything but eat.
佐藤さんは食べるしかしない。
Sato-san wa taberu shika shinai. Now, if you want to say that there are only like 3 cups, let's say, you would say, kapu wa mitsu shika arimasen. That's what you want to say when you see that there are only 3 cups when there should be, let's say, 4. That example, by the way, is taken from one of the Miffy episodes that I watched. Anyhow, that's how you use dake and shika. Go ahead and practice these words. What's the other one? Spelltastic. No, I'll do multiple choice. Machi,
町、
dokutsu,
洞窟、
shima,
島、
dake,
崖、
ga,
丘、
jinja,
神社、
tani,
谷、
shika,
鹿、
haka,
墓、
heichi.
天地、
Let's see. There's also a lot of use of dake in the first episode of Atashinchi, where Mikan, the high school girl, is complaining to her mother that she only packs one side dish for her lunch, and yeah, she was like, yesterday it was just this, and the day before that it was this, just this, the day before that it was just this, and the day before that it was just this! That's pretty much what she was saying, so you'll see a lot of dake there. She speaks pretty fast there, though. So, yeah. Alright, bam, pow! Next time I'll talk about onomatopoeia in Japanese. This ought to be a fun one. Oh, right, the culture thing here. Kotokuin. Kotokuin Temple is renowned for the Great Buddha, a monumental outdoor bronze statue of Amida Buddha. The statue stands at 13.35 meters high and weighs approximately 93 tons. What can I say? Bronze is a heavy metal. Not that kind of heavy metal. I know what you're thinking. What on earth is onomatopoeia? Onomatopoeia are words that resemble the sound of the word they mean. Some examples in English are hiss, bang, bow wow, and zap. Japanese takes this a step further, making sound effects for things that don't usually have a sound. Something such as something shiny, fluffy, or even emotions like being irritated. Yeah, you will see a lot of onomatopoeia in, like, manga. So, enjoy these onomatopoeia. For fluffy, we have
ふわふわ
hua hua. So when something is fluffy, sometimes they make that onomatopoeia in manga. Or you can describe something as fua fua, I believe. Bow wow,
ワンワン
wan wan. That's the sound a dog makes. Sparkling,
キラキラ
kira kira. Just like the sunshine. Ohisama wa kira kira. Fluent.
ペラペラ
Pera pera. I don't know what's meant by fluent here, but glittering.
ピカピカ
Pika pika. Yeah, that's the pika pika that Gecko 1993 was talking about a few lessons ago. Fun fact, in the Spelling Bee episode of Hey Arnold, Arnold spelled onomatopoeia wrong. Oh, interesting. Alright, let me see really quick. Yeah, I should have gotten the show up. Let's see, pera pera. Oh, it really is like fluently speaking a foreign language. It can also be for incessantly speaking, one after the other, flipping through pages. And for something thin like paper or cloth. Onomatopoeic words are often written in katakana, so be sure to practice writing them in katakana too. Glossy,
つやつや
tsia tsia. An eating sound,
もぐもぐ
mogu mogu. Giggling,
くすくす
ksu. It does sound like you're snickering. Frustrated,
イライラ
ira ira. And heartbeat,
ドキドキ
doki doki, which everybody should know by now. If they're like, they had any interest in Japanese media. It's game time. Let's see your skills in onomatopoeia.
ピカピカ
That is, glittering,
つやつや
glossy,
キラキラ
glittering. Ugh.
もぐもぐ
Why do those have to be, like, so similar?
くすくす
They might as well be interchangeable. Giggling.
ワンワン
Bow wow.
ドキドキ
Heartbeat.
ふわふわ
Fluffy.
ペラペラ
Fluent.
イライラ
Frustrated. There we go. The best source of reading onomatopoeia is manga, most notably JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yeah, you'll see onomatopoeia a lot in manga. Did you feel your heart beating while you played that game? Doki doki. Alright, let's try some memory. Oh, pera pera.
ペラペラ
Uh,
ピカピカもぐもぐキラキラ
tsia
つ
tsia.
やつや くすくすふわふわワンワンイライラドキドキ
Doki Doki Panic. Yeah. That's how I first heard of the term Doki Doki. And then the next one was Doki Doki Literature Club. And I thought that was part of Doki Doki Panic. Well, I was completely wrong. Don't make that same mistake, viewers. How well do you remember your kanji? Next time we'll be finishing first grade kanji. Oh, alright then. Time for our 8th kanji lesson. Time to finish up the kanji for first graders. You're about to graduate. Okay. So we're doing some colors here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Red. See. By itself, it is aka, red. You can add an e to it to make it an adjective, akai. And it is also used in the word akachan, which is baby. So yeah, you're basically calling a baby Little Red, I guess. I mean, what can I say? A baby is, like, red when it's newborn. Anyhow, let's write the kanji here. So, 1, 2, 3. So, soil. And then we write this part here. Now, this part right here, there's an alternate radical that is used for that, and it goes like this. Kind of looks like a fire. So one could say that this is like setting up a campfire. Some trivia I learned: if you're going to be living in Japan, teaching English to Japanese students expect the same pay rate as a McDonald's employee. Huh. Well, that kind of stinks. Although English is kind of a required thing in learning in schools. So I guess maybe you just don't get paid much because it's part of everyone's curriculum. That's my guess, at least. Next is shiro, white. So by itself is shiro. Add an e to it and it becomes an e adjective, shiroi. And then hakushin is Caucasian, so literally white person. Makes sense. Anyway, don't get that confused with the kanji for sun. It just has a rod sticking out of it, I guess. Anyway, next is ao, blue. 4, 5. Come on, mouse, work with me. 7, 8. There we go. So by itself, it is ao. You can make it an e adjective. Seinen, youth. Blue years. That's odd. Anyway, there might be I guess there are a couple ways you can remember this kanji. So, part of the kanji is this. This is the kanji for moon, if you remember. So you could think of this as a blue moon. Another more fun way to remember this kanji, and I want to thank, I think they changed their name to OK Japan or something, but they made this, helpful series of kanji videos. Anyway, it's a little bit difficult to tell, but, this is supposed to be Doraemon. It is the, popular... It is like a popular mascot character in Japan. It's this, earless cat robot that has this multi-dimensional pocket where he pulls out various gadgets. So, it's a pretty bizarre but fun way to remember that kanji. Anyhow, next up is circle. Yeah, I know this doesn't look like a circle, but you'll see this kanji often enough that you'll associate it with well, this is also the kanji used for yen. It is the counter of yen. So yen are circles when they're coins, at least. It can also be an e-adjective for marui, to become marui. By itself, it is en, which means circle. And this is 100 yen, 100 yen. This is the kanji for correct or just. Doraemon did get localized in North America, but the character got screwed over by Disney. They didn't want that cat to eat their mouse's lunch. Or, hear me out, Doraemon didn't want anything to do with that mouse. He is actually a cat that is afraid of mice. He is traumatized by mice because back when he was first built, a mouse just happened to chomp his ears off. It even took 30 years to be localized, and it was a nightmare. Yeah. Anyhow, this isn't really used by itself. Tadashi, correct. Seikaku, accurate. And masani, certainly. A fun fact about this kanji that I had learned, some people, you know how we here in the US do tally marks like this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I heard that some Japanese people actually do this sort of same thing with this kanji. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also, for a way to remembering this kanji, this is actually a pretty silly one, also by, OK Japan. Correct. Correct. Correct! Yeah, it's really weird. But that is certainly a way you can remember that kanji. Next is early fast. 4, 5, 6. So it's not really by itself. It should have an E attached to it for hayai, early, fast, or a ku for hayaku, which means quickly. So the neat thing about this kanji is that it has the radicals for sun and 10. So 10 in the morning is early for some people. Radicals are super helpful. Alright, next is to enter, or the kanji for enter. The English dub of Doraemon Gadget Cat from the Future, literally the name they used here, was, believe it or not, decent. The pun I was trying to go for was Disney screwed up Viz's marketing of the IP. I'll have to take a look into all of that. Doraemon is actually a great manga / anime to like get yourself familiar with Japanese speech. I'm thinking one day I could probably get myself some Doraemon manga, and if there's probably a way there probably is a way I can stream it. Viz Media's subsidiary, Bang Zoom Studios, did the dub, and it was charming, but hardly anyone watched it. That's strange. I guess, I'm not sure if Doraemon even had, like, much of an audience in the US, or anywhere outside Japan until, I guess, fairly recently. I don't really know how popular he is or was outside of Japan, but he is a character often associated with Japan. Anyhow, the kanji for enter, it doesn't seem like it's used by itself, so add to it for hairu, to enter, ireru, to put in. These are actually good examples of transitive and intransitive verbs. So hairu is intransitive because this is something that you do yourself. You enter something yourself. But ireru is a transitive verb because you are essentially making something. You're transferring energy into something else. Like you were putting something in a box. He's extremely well loved in Hindi countries. Interesting. Anyway, there's also shunyu, income. Another useful word from this kanji is nyugaku, which is admission into school. Or I guess, yeah, school, because it has gaku. This is actually written wrong. I'm pretty sure the kanji goes like this first, then that, then this, then that and that. It could be a somewhat of a tricky one. But hey, at least they didn't make it like 8 strokes or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. least they didn't do that. So this is for exit, take out, etc. So we have deru, exit, and dasu, to put out. Also good examples of transitive and intransitive verbs. Deru is intransitive, you yourself exit. Dasu is a transitive verb, so you put something out. And then we have shushin, which is hometown. Next is rest. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Golden opportunity lost with Enter the Gecko. Gaku means enter. No, when I said the thing with Gaku comes from the reading of the kanji for learning. So new would be the one for enter. Gaku is learning, so new Gaku is entering into learning. It's admission into school, just to clarify. Anyhow, rest, yasumu, to rest, yasumi, a rest. This is a good time to mention about some, certain conjugations. All verbs end with some form of u. So u, ku, mu, nu, that stuff. But if we change it into an e variant, when yasumu becomes yasumi, it basically becomes a noun. This doesn't happen all the time, but it's something to look out for when you're studying words. And kyuke, a break. No problem, Gecko Man. Alright, so something really helpful about this kanji. This is a radical you are going to see a lot. This is the radical for a person. So, yeah, basically the same as this radical, except it's modified to be a radical. So, think of it like a person takes a rest under a tree. And the last kanji for this is C. So, look, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Miru, to see. Hakken, discovery. Ikken, opinion. Another nice and easy kanji, thanks to basically it being the kanji for eye with person's legs attached to it. So just imagine a giant eyeball walking around and looking at everything around it. Creepy, but an effective way to remember this kanji. Alright. Of course, you haven't really passed first grade kanji until you master them all. I'm not really interested in fading characters, that's just gonna take too long, so I'll just go right to scrolls. Let's see. Akai kuruma ga hoshii desu. I want a red car. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nihongo o hayaku manabitai. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 10 in the morning. Let's see. Yugata made yasumimashita. I rested until evening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sono akai ito koko ni irete kudasai. Please put that red thread in there. I'm actually not sure if that's the right way to write the kanji. I think it is. Sono hakken o mimashita ka? Did you see that discovery? I can see the kanji right there. No pun intended, but... Let's see. Shiroi tori wa tobimashita. 2, 3, 4. Seinen wa Nihongo o benkyou shite toimashita. The youth said that he wants to study Japanese. Oh. Right. It's blue. I wrote that wrong. Maybe it'll still accept it. There we go. Koko de dete kudasai. Please exit here. I wonder if I can write this the correct way. Good. 100 yen o mitsukemashita. I found 100 yen. Oh shoot, I messed up. Thankfully I can undo with the B button. Tadashi koto o shite hoshii desu. I want you to do the correct thing. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And of course it still says 9 out of 10 because screw you. One disclaimer, I haven't played the Final Fantasy games, but I know who the characters are. This would be quite a journey to take in, not just learning Japanese, but also how the game itself plays. I see more NES FF playthroughs than I do the Wonder Swan. It'd be unique. Okay, so, Final Fantasy 1 is... It certainly feels different than what, like, most people would think of when it comes to Final Fantasy. Like, most of the time when people think of Final Fantasy, they'll often think of characters like Cloud or Tidus or perhaps Lightning. But, those are pre-established characters. Final Fantasy 1 doesn't really have that with their protagonists. They basically kind of make it so your party is who you want it to be. They are blank slates in terms of personality. But you do, like, you do give them jobs at the beginning, and that's how they'll stay for the rest of the game. As for the version of Final Fantasy 1, I was considering doing Wonder Swan, but I'm actually deciding that I would want to do the Game Boy Advance version because of one reason. Kanji. The Wonder Swan version doesn't use kanji, so I think it would be easier if I, like, played the GBA version of the game. That said, the GBA version is significantly easier than the NES version, and it is easier than the WonderSwan version because it uses the mana system instead of the, like, spell charging system of Dungeons and Dragons, which was the primary inspiration of the first Final Fantasy. Anyway, with all that said, did you think that you knew everything there is to know about katakana? I've got more to tell you next time. So yeah, we're not exactly done with katakana. There are a few, like, rules that are going to be talked about here in Lesson 74. Previously, all that I told you about katakana was that it was used for foreign words. Now I'm going to go into more detail about it. In this lesson, I'm going to tell you more about different combinations to get sounds that are not native to Japanese. In the next katakana lesson, I'll go over more of the reasons why people use katakana. In katakana, long vowels aren't displayed by putting an extra vowel in. Instead, a dash is used. Look at the words for internet and Europe. So, for internet,
インターネット
internet. See the dash here? That extends the ta here. Internet.
ヨーロッパ
And for Europe, Europa. Next,
ビタミン
vitamin. So, I think I've explained this before. Yes, I have explained this before, but I'll say it again. Naturally, the Japanese don't have a V kana, so they substitute it with a B, with like a B kana. That said, there are some instances where you might encounter an U katakana with the, Dakuten with it, like specifically the U katakana, and then it adds a small vowel, which we'll talk about soon enough, actually. But yeah, that's how you can get words like va and v. So, for example, supernova. Wow, thanks for the education on the WonderSwan versus GBA iteration. I never knew that. Guess I'll shut up about that from now on. Regardless, the kanji would be quite interesting. Yeah, I do understand that the WonderSwan version isn't really, like, the most popular. Like, people would more so refer to the Game Boy Advance version, now the Pixel remaster, or perhaps some might even play the PS1 version if they can handle some of the loading times. Anyhow, for other continents,
アジア
Asia,
アフリカ
Africa. Oh. Yeah, I pretty much talked about that already. Since the only consonant that stands alone in Japanese is n, we need a way to write words that end with any other consonant in Japanese. Usually, foreign words end with a character that ends in an u, but if the English word ends with a t or a d, use to or do instead. To check that, look at leadership and chocolate.
リーダーシップ
Leadership,
チョコレート
chocolate. Funny you mentioned the B and V kana. In Metroid, Varia was supposed to be barrier, but it was mistranslation. That was for the better, as Varia does sound more badass. Yeah, Varia suit is actually a mistranslation, but they kept it as Varia suit for some reason. I guess because it sounds cooler? And I guess it kind of makes sense when it alters Samus's suit. It's like a variant of her suit. Anyway,
マルチメディア
multimedia,
サッカ
soccer,
ー
and
ビデオ
video. These should be pretty easy to memorize. When changing a word from another language into katakana, you should focus on making the sounds stay the same. There's some examples where they focus on spelling instead, but focusing on the sound is the general rule. Say you wanted to use the sound fa in Japanese. There's a way to do it, by using small vowels. Remember that there's a fu character? Well, by putting a small a right after it, we could get the fa sound. See? Fa. Other common uses of small vowels are di and wi. Try writing your own name in katakana. Do you remember the words that we covered this lesson? Time to find out. Maybe not word search. And another game to drive the point home. Multiple choice, we'll do that.
サッカー
Saka,
チョコレート
chocolate,
マルチメディア
media. Vitamin,
インターネッ
internet,
ト
Asia, Europa, Africa, leadership, video. Wait, hang on a sec. I have a feeling I think they actually messed up Chocoletto while I was doing the mini game. Because I'm pretty sure I saw a she character instead of chi. Weird. Well, that should have been checked out. Next time I'm going to talk to you about dates, as in days of the month. Oh, I thought I was gonna go on a date with you. Nah, I'm just kidding. Alright. Just when you thought it was safe to use numbers again, I bring out another counter. Perhaps now it will be a little easier to understand since you've mastered the kanji for day, hi. The two main readings that are being used for saying the day of the month are ka and nichi. The basic reading to use is nichi, but days 1 through 10 don't use it. They instead use ka, and they use special readings for 1 through 10. So, first day,
1日
Suitachi. This is the most irregular of all of them, as they are just completely new readings. So, yeah. First day is Suitachi. Second day,
2日
Futsuka. Third day,
3日
Ikka. Fourth day,
4日
Yokka. Fifth day,
5日
Itsuka. Do you see how the different readings of the number kanji are being used? Sixth day,
6日
Wikka. Seventh day,
7日
Nanoka. Eighth day,
8日
Yoka. Ninth day,
9日
Kokonoka. And 10th day,
10日
Toka. You might need a little bit of time to memorize those, but... Alright, let's get some practice in before you forget any of them. They can be a little hard to remember.
7日
Nanoka. Seventh day.
1日、
First day.
6日、
Sixth day.
5日、
Fifth day.
8日、
Eighth day. Yoka.
2日、
Second day.
3日、
Third day.
10日、
Tenth day.
4日、
Fourth day. Yoka.
9日、
And ninth. I said ninth day, but I clicked 10th day. Dang it. One through 10 don't use the Nichi counter, but most of the rest do. The other ones that don't are the 14th, Juyoka, 20th, Hatsuka, 24th, Nijuyoka. So yeah, Yoka is always being used for the days that have the 4 in the ones digit. And 20th has a special reading, Hatsuka. If you want to say which month the day is in, you can just say the month and the date, or use the no particle to connect them. So the first example, April 20th,
4月20日、
Shigatsu Hatsuka, also known as Weed Day. I'm sorry, I have to bring that up. And September 23rd, the second example,
9月の23日、
Kugatsu no 23 nichi. Make sure to listen closely and spell correctly. No, not spelltastic. Now when you're asking someone on a date, you could tell them the date that you want to date them on. Next time, more on katakana. But first, we're going to be taking a short break as we have hit the 5-lesson checkpoint. So with that, I will be right back in a few minutes. The croc has returned. Well, so far, our highest concurrent viewer count is 3. That means 7 more to fulfill one of those conditions for that. Alright, let's get back to my Japanese coach. This time our cultural point is Kanazawa. Kanazawa has multiple districts that are a definite must for any traveler. The gardens of Kenrokuen, the Geisha district of Hagashi, and the Teramachi, Temple Town. Alright, time for some more katakana stuff. Last time on katakana, I told you about how to write words in katakana. This time I'm going to tell you other uses of katakana words. First of all, katakana is used for foreign words, but even a beginner at Japanese can tell you that. Foreign words include words that were taken from another language and are now used in normal Japanese, such as bread, pan. The word pan was taken from Portuguese, so a lot of foreign words come from English. Foreign words also use proper names, like people and places. Foreign words are the main use of katakana, but there are other uses. Plant and animal names are sometimes written in katakana, especially when used scientifically. So, neko, inu, wani. A few Japanese female names are written in katakana. These names have no kanji attached to them. My name can be written in hiragana or kanji, haruka. It means spring fragrance. Katakana is also often used for onomatopoeic words and slang. It is also used for words that should be emphasized. Here's some katakana words that come from foreign languages. Laburetta, love letter. Radio,
ラジオ
radio. Violin,
バイオリン
violin. Team,
チーム
team.
ケーキ
Keiki. In Romaji, there is an I in team.
ガラス
Grass. I think grass is also viable. Rubber,
ゴム
gum. It's gum. So yeah, that's used for rubber.
ピアノ
Piano,
クレヨン
crayon, crayon Shinchan, and
CD
CD. Are you ready for some gaming mayhem? Let's do it. I saw glass. Here
ガ
we
ラ
are.
スラジオ
Cake. Oh, piano.
ピアノゴム
Shoot.
チーム
Oh, here it is.
ラブレタークレヨンバイオリン CD ケーキ
Cake. Gomu Gomu no Mi. I don't know what that is. Spelling can be a little difficult for katakana words, but I'm sure you can do it. Ah! What should I have you do now that you're finished with hiragana, katakana, and first grade kanji? Of course! Second grade kanji! Time for more kanji! Alright, but enough of katakana. It's time to learn some kanji. So, this will have some family members for the most part. First off, we have father, chichi. So, by itself, it is chichi, dad. We can also add o before it and san after it, oto-san, father, and sofu, grandfather. Oh, that's Luffy's devil fruit from One Piece, the Gomu Gomu no Mi. So it's the rubbery fruit? Interesting. There's probably a play on words I'm missing, though, for it to be called a devil fruit. Anyway, next is mother. That is written correctly. 2, 3, 4, 5. So by itself, it is haha, mom. We can also have it as oka-san, and when we combine father and mother together, it becomes kubo, father and mother. So, this one, a way to remember this kanji, it might be a little crude, but it makes sense. It basically looks like, I guess I'll just have to say it outright. It looks like a mother's breasts, basically. You can think of it like that to memorize this kanji. You can kind of see it. Next, we have older brother. My big brother has a big mouth. You can think of it like that. So, like, mouth person's legs. So, by itself, it is ani, oni-san, older brother. And it is also part of kyodai, siblings. Speaking of which, we also have the other half of it, the younger brother. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, by itself, it is ototo, younger brother. And let's see, when we combine this with child at the end, it's deshi, disciple, and we've seen kyodai before. So, it might be tempting for first-timers to write the kanji like this. But no, that's not how it works. You rarely ever, like, do that. Basically, the general rule is start left and right. Though, there are some cases where you do go right to left, like here. Alright, next is older sister. 2, 6. So by itself is ane, older sister. Ne-san, older sister. And when we combine that with younger sister, it becomes shimai, sisters. And speaking of which, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. By itself, that is imoto, younger sister. We have shimai, siblings, and temai, younger siblings. So a good way to remember these kanji, well, first off, both of the kanji for sister have the kanji for woman right here. So for older sister, we write this. Now this is the kanji for city. So you can think of this as my older sister goes shopping in the city or the marketplace, because the city kanji is also used for the word for marketplace. And for younger sister, imagine that she is swinging on the tree. Whee! I'm such a goof. Alright, next is self. Don't confuse this with the kanji for white. This basically has the kanji for I, but it has this staff here. So think of it like you're seeing yourself, and whatever this is. So when we combine this with ra, it becomes mizukara, by oneself. Jibun, oneself, and jizen, nature. This is the kanji for friend, tomo. I don't like how this looks when it's being written like that. I want this to extend out a little. So, yes, this kanji is a part of tomodachi, which is friend, shinyu, close friend, and let's see, yujo, friendship. Next is now. It looks like the da with a hat on, I guess. Ah, ramen. I want to eat it now. So by itself it is ima, which is now. Kondo, this time. Konya, tonight. Next we have portion. This is the last kanji for this lesson. Now this one's a fairly simple one to remember. Let me pull out the black. So This right here is the kanji or radical for sword. So it looks like this sword is cutting whatever this is in half into two portions. That's a good way to remember this kanji. So we can use this for wakaru, to understand. Bubun, portion. Sanbun, 3 minutes. Time to earn mastery for your first 2nd grade kanji. Alright, let's go ahead. Tsukara. What was this one? Self, right? Yeah. I am kind of cheating a little bit, because I did have these written beforehand. Ani. Tomo. Wakaru. 2. Toto. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Haha. Ane. Marketplace. Chichi. Imoto. Swing by the tree. Oh, oops. Ima. There we go. Remember to use these kanji outside of the games, if we can find a use for them. Anyhow, let's do Yomi. To-san wa sora o mite imashita. Father was looking at the sky. To. Oni-san wa hayaku tachimashita. My older brother stood up quickly. E. Big mouth. Imoto wa daigaku ni iritai desu. My little sister wants to go into college. O. To. Ni, san, shi. To, roku, shichi, hachi. Oni-san wa jizen ni Nihongo o hanashite iru? My older brother is speaking Japanese. Dag nabbit interface! Oh, she's in. Ni-san, shi. Ka-san wa gakkou ni itta. Mother went to school. Watashi no ototo. Yeah, watashi to ototo wa tsuyoi desu yo. My younger brother is strong. Oto... to... ni... san... shi... go... shichi... Nihongo ga wakarimasu ka? Do you understand Japanese? Wa... ni... san... shi... Ka-san wa... ima yasunde imasu. My mother is resting now. Ma... Tomodachi wa mori de asonda. My friend played in the forest. To... mo... shi... Shimai wa imasu ka? Do you have a sister? There we go. Moving forward. Got 10 right out of 10. Next time we'll cover a few useful words. I hope they are as useful for you as they are for me. So yeah, vaguely titled Useful Words. Watashi wa michi ni mayotta. I'm lost. Things can happen when you're visiting a foreign country, so let's get you prepared. So yeah, when they say useful words, it's basically talking about when you're a foreigner or a tourist in a foreign country and they probably like lost their way or maybe something got stolen. Things like that. These words will be part of some of the most useful sentences to know while abroad. So, lost.
道に迷った
Ichi ni mayotta. So, yeah, that's when you, like, lost your way. I've also heard, what is it? Maigo? That would also be something that you might use. Maigo is like a lost person. Foreigner.
外人
Gaijin. You probably heard that word before. Probably from a YouTuber named Gaijin Goomba. Confused.
混乱している
Konlan shiteiru. So, yeah, konlan, I guess, is confusion, and it becomes the state of confusion, so being confused. Let me just take a look at that real quick. Yeah, konlan, disorder, chaos, confusion, mayhem. Tourist.
観光客
Kankokyaku. Kyaku, by the way, is like a customer, so it makes sense when we're talking about a tourist. And then poor.
貧しい
Mazushi. I'm pretty sure this is like poor in terms of like money. Many of these words are verbs, and a few are verbs that have already been conjugated, like lost and was stolen. Yeah, so we have the verb to steal,
盗む
yusumu, and was stolen,
盗まれた
yusumareta. So yeah, the base word of was stolen is masumaru. That is a transitive verb, while steal, nusumu, is an intransitive No, it is a transitive verb. Was stolen is an intransitive. Wait, what am I saying? I get those mixed up. I'm sorry. This is intransitive because, like, let's say I'm the one that just gets stolen. I have no control over that. While somebody steals, they transfer energy to steal. That's why nusumu is a transitive verb. There. Anyway, find,
見つける
mitsukeru, police,
警察
keisatsu, and solve,
解く
toku. Let's practice using these new words now. Alright, let's see.
「道に迷った」
Wait, which one's police?
警察
Keisatsu.
解く混乱
And
してい
stayed.
る観光客
外人盗まれた貧しい
見
つける盗む There we go. Did it. Let's move forward. Here's how to use the verbs that are already conjugated.
私は道に迷った
私は道に迷った We probably don't even need the watashi wa because if you're like speaking about it, I think the topic is pretty clear already from context. And would you look at that? A preview of kanji that we're not going to learn in this 100-lesson plan. My camera has been stolen.
カメラが盗まれました
Kamera ga nusumaremashita. Nusumaremashita. For those words that aren't verbs of some type, you can just use des. I am poor.
私は貧しいです
Watashi wa mazushii desu. I am a tourist.
私は観光客です
Kankokyaku desu. That's enough for now. Try building a few sentences before we move on. Alright, we'll do some bridge builder. I am confused. Boku wa konran shite imasu.
僕は混乱しています
For some reason they're giving us 9. I guess there is steal and was stolen, so no point in. この問題を解いてください。
この問題を解いてください
I don't think we've learned about like kono sono, but we've encountered it plenty of times, so I'm hoping you know about it through like context and study anyhow by this point. Mr. Jones is a tourist. Jones-san wa kankokyaku desu.
ジョーンズさんは観光客です
Are you a foreigner? あなたは外人ですか? Don't use あなた, please.
あなたは外人ですか
My radio was stolen. 私のラジオは盗まれた.
私のラジオは盗まれた
Stealing is bad. 盗むことは Dame desu yo.
盗むことはダメですよ。
Okay, I guess we did end up using steal twice. 警察を呼んでください。
警察を呼んでください。
I am poor because I have no money. 私は貧しいので金がないです。Oh. 私は Wait, what? Konlanしている。Oh wait, that's right. See, お金がないの it's the opposite.
お金がないので私は貧しいです。
Oh man. I guess I still haven't wrapped my head around that. 私は道に迷った。
私は道に迷った。
Alright, you're doing great. As a reward, we'll talk about the seasons next time. What? Did you want a cookie instead? This game can be cheeky sometimes. Alright, the seasons. Another beautiful day in Japan. Now we're going to learn how to talk about the weather. Tenki wa dou desu ka? How's the weather? Shouldn't you be saying this in, like, kana? You were telling me that by lesson 30 we would see more kana with that. Fire. Once you learn these words, we can look at statements about the weather. Sun.
太陽
Taiyo. You'll also often hear the sun referred to as he or ohisama. Although I think ohisama is usually confined to, like, children's literature. I'm not sure about that, though. Anyhow, cool.
涼しい
Suzushi. Now, this must be the word for, like, the temperature cool this time. There was another kind of that we learned. But, yeah. For wind,
風
kaze. That's a word plenty of people should be familiar with. Raining.
雨が降っている
Ame ga futteiru. It's raining and it's snowing.
雪が降っている
Yuki ga futteiru. So, furu is a word that is used when something related to the weather is falling. So, yeah, you would say this for ame or ame. Right. It has to be a falling down sort of way to speak. Ame ga futteiru. Yuki ga futteiru.
雪が降っている雨が降っている
And now the seasons. Spring,
春
haru, summer,
夏
natsu, autumn,
秋
aki, winter,
冬
uyu, and weather,
天気
tenki. What are you waiting for? Let's get those words practiced.
天気
Weather,
太陽
sun,
涼しい。冬、
winter,
雨が降っている。
raining,
風、
wind,
夏、
summer,
秋、
fall, autumn,
雪が降っている。
snowing,
春、
spring. Fairly easy for me. You can use des to finish many sentences about weather.
涼しいです。
Suzushi des.
春です。
Haru des. It is indeed spring. But some words are verbs, so they cannot use des.
雨が降っています。
Yeah, instead they would use mas if you want to be polite. Ame ga futte imasu. It is snowing.
雪が降っている。
Yuki ga futte iru. What's the weather like outside? Hare. Oh yeah, hare means sunny. Oftentimes, though, people will say tenki ga ii desu. Oh, yeah, I'll do some memory.
雨が降っている。
I found weather somewhere.
天気、
Found somewhere.
涼しい。 太陽、 雪が降っている。 春、 風、
Oh, shoot, that's wrong. Shigao.
秋、 夏、 冬、
Dikta. Next time, I'm going to show you around the house. See you there. Alright, we're on the last screen here. Time to learn about things around the house. Well, first part of it anyway. Did I lose connection? Why does it say 00 on Restream? Okay, stream. Okay. Yeah, I think we're still here. I don't know why it was showing me 0 out of 0 channels on my Restream chat, but alright, time for our last lesson of the day. Do you have some sticky notes? Get ready to redecorate your house! I actually heard that there are some, like Japanese learning games on Steam where you just go around the house and just like study all the things that are in there. Well, that's somewhat useful for like starting Japanese. I'm not really wanting to do that sort of thing. I'm more adventurous than that. Anyhow, the best way to remember anything is by repetition, so every time you look at these, you should say them in Japanese. Wall,
壁、
kabe, floor.
床
Ka, window.
窓
Mado, roof.
屋根
Yane, house entrance.
玄関
Genkan. So, do they explain this here? Ah, yes, they do. The Genkan can be found in every Japanese house. It is the area near the door where you take your shoes off. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's anybody out there who, knows somebody who has a Japanese wife, but they might be very particular about shoes in the house. That's because it's a Japanese custom to leave your shoes on the, the equivalent of ours would be, the equivalent of the Genkan that we might have would be a porch of some sort, like an indoor porch. But yeah, you gotta take your shoes off there because you don't want to potentially dirty the floors, even if the shoes are clean. Anyhow, desk,
机
tsukue, bookcase,
本棚
ondana, bookcase, bookshelf, sofa,
ソファ
easy one to remember, fireplace,
ー暖炉
danlo. Does that actually use any, fire-related kanji? Let me take a look. Well, there are two kanji that make up this word, and the second one has the fire radical, so I guess. Yeah, looking at the kanji here, it basically has the kanji for warmth, which is composed of the kanji for, to warm, and the sun radical on the left. And then the second kanji is for hearth or furnace, which has the fire radical on the left. And the right has the kanji for, I think, door. Yeah. Alright, so when you separate things like that, that's how you'll know that it's a fireplace.
暖炉
Danro. And rug.
絨毯
Jutan. Are you fast enough to get them all? Oh wow, it's been a while since we've seen hit a word. Let's do that for old time's sake. Ondana.
本棚
Danlo.
Danlo.
Jutan.
Jutan.
Mado.
Mado.
Tsukue.
Tsukue.
Yuka.
Yuka.
That was close. Kabe.
Kabe.
Sofa.
Sofa.
What was this one? Yane.
屋根
Ane. Genkan.
玄関
Alright, there we go. Come on, get that mastery done! Flashcard.
本棚
Case.
床
Floor.
机
Desk.
暖炉
Fireplace.
玄関
House entrance.
窓
Window.
屋根ソファー
Sofa.
壁
Wall.
絨毯
And rug. And there we go. I'm sure you have most of these items in your house, so be sure to label everything. What are you waiting for? Get decorating! Well, I suppose I could do that, although I think I'd rather just, study through repetition. I have enough things in the house. With that said, though, that is the last lesson for the day. So next time, we're gonna do some more kanji, some more things around the house. Amari, grammar point. Stuff in the kitchen, more kanji. Getting around. Too much. School, more kanji, and some Japanese dishes. We are almost at the end, viewers. Alright, so with that, I guess the next time I'll be streaming will be... I guess Thursday? Yeah, Thursday sounds good. That will be another My Japanese Coach Day. And Friday, if things are going well with me, should be a Monster Sanctuary day. Alright, and before I end the stream, there's just something I gotta repeat. Don't forget that you can vote on which game I will be playing in Japanese. You have 4 choices: Zelda Ocarina of Time, Final Fantasy I, Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon for PS1, and Digimon Adventure on PSP. So be sure to place your votes in the polls that I have in the community tab, or the posts tab, I guess it's called now, on both of my YouTube channels. You could even vote twice if you want, if you're really wanting, if you're really wanting me to play a certain game. You can also like the posts that I put on Blue Sky. That's another way you can vote as well. But not just that, though. If we are able to get 10 concurrent viewers in a stream, what I'm saying is, if we fulfill one of these conditions, either 10 concurrent viewers in a single stream, 20 subscribers on my live YouTube channel, or 20 followers on Twitch before... what would it be? Yeah, before June 1st. Before June 1st, if you fulfill any of those conditions, 10 concurrent viewers in a stream, 20 subscribers on my live YouTube channel, or 20 followers on Twitch, then you have the opportunity to have me play Pokemon Blue in Japanese. that will become an option when those things are fulfilled, and you will be granted an extra week to decide whether I play that or the winner of the polls. So, what are you waiting for? Go vote. Go tell your friends if you really want me to play Pokemon. And I will see you on Thursday next time. That's the plan, at least. Hopefully life doesn't get too in the way. So, with all that said, thank you very much for watching. This is Stylus signing off. See you next time. And it's a stream that lasted less than 2 hours. Yes!